What is up, guys? Delboy here. Can Oleksandr Usyk make a successful run in the heavyweight division? I wanted to share my thoughts and how I feel he should go about doing it. If I was a promoter, how I would guide him, if you will. First and foremost, can Oleksandr Usyk be successful at heavyweight and challenge the best guys? I wouldn't bet my life on it, but I wouldn't rule it out. He's got a lot going for him. He is quicker than most heavyweights. He has far more boxing ability than any heavyweight as far as I'm concerned. He's athletically gifted and he's coming off great momentum with a vast amateur background. He has a lot going for him moving up. Now obviously his issue is going to be the size. Is he big enough? Especially when you talk about guys like Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Is that skill, or that superior skill, enough to bridge that size disadvantage? That is the million-dollar question that will be answered over the next 12 to 18 months or so. And that's his main issue. But another positive about Usyk going to heavyweight is the fact that he will no longer have to cut weight. Usyk was a big cruiserweight. He had to cut weight to make that weight. Him going to heavyweight, theoretically, should be beneficial for his athletic performance, his strength, his punching power. So moving to heavyweight physically will also be of benefit to Usyk, providing he doesn't put too much weight on and too much muscle. It will be good for him. The key is finding his best weight. I don't think that will be an issue, to be quite honest. Usyk is smart enough to know what his optimum weight is, as are the people around him. So him moving to heavyweight should actually have some physical benefits, and that's something people haven't really brought up. As I said, the key question is whether he can handle real heavyweights, basically. Now, how would you prepare him for the heavyweight division? Now, Oleksandr Usyk has a hell of a lot of experience, both in the amateurs and the pros, so he doesn't need babying. If I was his promoter, I would operate on a 3-fight plan. I would start with a limited but big guy. I would look for guys who replicate the size of Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, or Deontay Wilder. So the guys I had in mind were people like Mariusz Wach, Alexander Ustinov, or Alexander Dimitrenko. You know, guys who have operated at a decent level, but guys who have come up short, and guys who Usyk should be beating. You know, they're going to give him rounds, they are going to come to fight, but we all know their limitations. That's the type of fight I would like Usyk to start with at heavyweight. Now, providing he looks good in the introduction fight, at that stage I would say to him, you know, fight a contender. Fight a guy outside of the big three of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua. So guys like Dillian Whyte, Luis Ortiz, Alexander Povetkin, Dominic Breazeale, Jarrell Miller, Kubrat Pulev. That's the type of guy I would then want Oleksandr Usyk to face. You know, guys who are not champions, but guys who are there or thereabouts. Top 10 guys, basically, outside of the champions. And, you know, providing Usyk wins one of those type of fights, at that stage, you know, that's when I would want to chuck him in with a Deontay Wilder, an Anthony Joshua, or a Tyson Fury. I don't think Usyk needs long. I don't think Usyk needs to be babied. But I do feel he needs a couple of fights before fighting for a real heavyweight title. Like I said, an introduction fight to the heavyweight division along the lines of Mariusz Wach, Dimitrenko, Ustinov, followed by a contender, and then followed by a title shot at either Joshua, Wilder, or Fury. That's the route I would take Usyk. Don't think he needs to mess around, but at the same time I wouldn't want to chuck him in there straight away. Now, having said all that, if it were to come out tomorrow that Usyk was in line to fight the winner of Wilder versus Fury, or, you know, or as Joshua's next opponent, I wouldn't be mad, because ultimately Usyk will go down as one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time. So if he were to jump in straight to a title fight, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be against it. I still think it's an intriguing proposition, but as I said, I would like to see him take a couple of fights to prepare himself for the top guys in the division. That's just my opinion. As I said, if it were announced tomorrow he was fighting for a heavyweight title, so be it. I would watch it and I would be intrigued. That's just my brief thoughts on Oleksandr Usyk at heavyweight. Can he beat a Joshua? Can he beat a Wilder? Can he beat a Fury? Potentially. I don't think it's out of the question, but I think he is up against it. Stylistically, who do I think he has the best chance of beating? I would probably say Anthony Joshua, just because Joshua, although he may be the most well-rounded, he's a little bit more robotic, he's a little bit more predictable, and maybe stylistically that will play into Usyk's hands. You know, he's kind of upright, not as athletically gifted as Oleksandr Usyk. Maybe Joshua would be the best style matchup for him, but still an extremely tough proposition. I think Deontay Wilder, unlike most heavyweights, has great athletic ability, doesn't have an ounce of boxing ability in comparison to Oleksandr Usyk, but the athletic ability of Deontay Wilder may cause Usyk problems. And as for Tyson Fury, I personally don't think Tyson Fury will be around by the time Usyk fights for a heavyweight title. I think Wilder is going to beat him and then Fury fades off into obscurity. I don't think Fury fights again if he loses to Wilder personally, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, Usyk is up against it, but I am strapped in, ready for the ride to see what happens. Share your thoughts below. Peace.